Hello, everyone. Welcome to a session number 1 of our upper intermediate level IELTS Speaking Mastery series. In this session, we'll explore global media and mass communication, how news and information cross borders, shape public opinion, and reflect cultural or political biases. In part 1, we'll discuss your personal media consumption on a more sophisticated level. In part 2, you'll describe a thought-provoking global news story or media event. And in part 3, we'll delve into the broader social, political, and technological dimensions of mass communication worldwide. Let's begin.
Good day, candidate. This is the IELTS speaking test, updated with the latest guidelines. The speaking exam is divided into 3 parts. 1. Introduction and interview. 2. Individual long turn. 3. Two-way discussion. I will ask you questions about familiar topics, give you a task card for a short talk, and then we'll engage in a more general discussion. Let's begin.
In part 1, the examiner will confirm your identity, then ask several basic questions about your personal life, routines, or preferences.
Hello, my name is Dario. Could you tell me your full name, please?
Hello, I'm Elena Marine.
May I see your ID?
Sure, here you are.
How frequently do you follow international news and through which platforms?
I check global headlines daily, usually through a reputable news app. In addition, I watch short video segments online for a deeper context on major world events.
Do you prefer reading in-depth articles or quick summaries of news stories?
I appreciate both. On the one hand, concise summaries keep me updated efficiently. However, long-form articles provide more analysis, which I find valuable for complex topics.
What types of media content do you typically avoid or find less appealing?
I steer clear of sensationalist or clickbait stories that seem to prioritize drama over facts. In addition, I'm less drawn to purely gossip-based content with minimal journalistic integrity.
Do you think your media consumption habits have changed as you've matured?
Yes, I used to rely heavily on social media feeds, but now I prefer curated sources or independent journalism websites to reduce exposure to misinformation. Moreover, time constraints push me toward more concise, credible platforms.
Are you cautious about media bias or fake news? How do you handle it?
Definitely. I cross-reference different outlets before forming an opinion. Furthermore, I look for news from established organizations or recognized fact-checking sources to ensure reliability.
In part 2, you receive a cue card. You have 1 minute to prepare your notes, then speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Stay organized and address all bullet points.
You have 1 minute to prepare your notes, then speak for 1 to 2 minutes.
I'd like to share about a major investigative report I followed about environmental corruption in a certain industrial region. It surfaced on an independent journalist's blog, which was then widely shared on social media. The story detailed how local factories were bypassing regulations, leading to serious pollution in nearby rivers. This media coverage intrigued me because it highlighted the power of independent reporters in exposing wrongdoing. Moreover, it underscored the vulnerability of communities lacking strong governmental oversight. After reading it, I felt more inclined to support organizations that advocate for stricter environmental policies.
Part 3 expands on Part two's theme. Expect more follow-up and abstract discussion to demonstrate your opinion and reasoning skills.
Why do you think global media coverage has become so widespread and influential?
Technological advances and the internet have made information distribution fast and borderless. Additionally, global media corporations expand reach through satellite broadcasting and digital platforms, shaping public discourse internationally.
Could cultural or political biases compromise the objectivity of mass communication?
Yes, media outlets often reflect the perspectives of their cultural backgrounds or ownership interests. On the other hand, truly neutral reporting is challenging to achieve. Understanding such biases helps viewers approach content more critically.
How do you see social media influencers affecting the dynamics of global communication?
Influencers can spread information or opinions quickly to massive audiences. In addition, they might lack journalistic standards, risking misinformation or sensationalism. Nonetheless, some are effective advocates for social causes, connecting with youth.
What are the potential ethical dilemmas associated with sensational news or viral content?
Sensational headlines may drive clicks but can distort facts or provoke fear unnecessarily. Furthermore, releasing partial or misleading stories solely for engagement can erode trust in journalism and cause public confusion.
Do you think governments or international bodies should regulate global media more strictly?
It's complex. Some regulation can curb misinformation or malicious content. However, overregulation risks censorship, undermining free speech. Achieving a balance is essential to protect public interest while maintaining freedom of expression.
Next, a few quick tips. Write them down and add them to your practice. Tiny steps, big progress.
Start with Prep Plus and keep it precise. Example: I follow at least 2 international outlets because cross-checking reduces bias. For instance, I read a Wire report and then an investigative piece to compare framing. As a result, I form steadier opinions and avoid headlines that overpromise. Use light linkers. Moreover, for instance, however, by contrast, as a result, show time control. Past, I relied on social feeds. Present, I curate newsletters and podcasts. Future, I plan to track sources and avoid engagement bait. Aim for 2 or 3 connected sentences, clear, confident, and easy to follow. Sound natural with high-value media collocations, agenda setting, algorithmic curation, source triangulation, watchdog role. For fluency, use short idea chunks. I compare 2 headlines, I skim the lead, then I read the sources. That rhythm cuts hesitation. For pronunciation, stress keywords. This outlet's editorial line is center-left, and land your endings. Reported, targeted, regulated, aggregated. Add cause-effect stems to upgrade analysis. I follow a public broadcaster so that I get fewer sensational headlines, which suggests a steadier perspective. That's why I avoid engagement bait when a story is still developing. Use part-specific tactics. Part 1. Be concise. 2 or 3 linked sentences with a clear reason and payoff. Example: I read Wire services because they prioritize facts first. As a result, I avoid hot takes. Part 2. Simple plan. What the story was, where, when you discovered it, who reported it, journalist, art outlet, why it mattered, and the impact, e.g., you now triangulate sources or limit algorithmic feeds. Part 3. Zoom out. Society, policy, technology, business models, and ethics. Compare ideas with on the one hand, on the other hand. Name concrete trade-offs. Faster updates improve awareness, However, accuracy may drop when verification is rushed. Quick 10-second prep plus drill. I limit breaking news alerts because speed invites errors. For instance, I wait for a second confirmation. As a result, my opinions are calmer and better supported. Great work. Thank you. That is the end of the speaking test. See you in the next session. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next session.